Hi there, I am Adam Kibas, and this is my novel, The Accused. I remember the day, dear jury, when it was announced in our town that he would come to us, that he would honor us with his visit. And everyone was in a frenzy. I mean, he was just nothing else but someone who just owned a company, who just earned his wealth because some of us would strip naked for this man and his company. Yet our town was in a frenzy. Everyone wanted to meet him, the ingenious entrepreneur. This is how he was called. And despite the announcement of the prosecution that I had made up my mind back then to kill him, this is not true, dear jury. Not at all. I wanted to talk to him. Because it said in the news that he would be a smart person. He would be understandable. The average guy. The average American. He would know the struggles of common people, of the average Joe. I don't know who deceived us. I don't know who wrote all these articles. Did he know about them at all? But I believed them. I believed in the image the public media sold of him, despite it was on his own platform. I thought this would be a decent human being to whom I could address my grievances, whom I could make aware of what is happening in our society, that we are losing something dire to us. So I was in the frenzy too, when my town prepared to greet him. I wanted to meet him as well. Everyone got crazy. We would meet a new Albert Einstein. This is how they announced it. And I remember the day. I had prepared myself some questions. I had thought about them quite well, deeply, because I wanted to penetrate through this public mask everyone is wearing. I pretty much understood that you have to get through to someone through those masks, through social etiquette. I prepared these questions. And the first was, do you love America? This is how I wanted to start it. This is a good question, because you know whether someone loves freedom, whether someone cares for each other, whether someone believes in equality in this world, and or whether someone believes in the good God designed and humans created on God's soil. Do you love America? And the second question was, how can we make people happy? How we could make a society which has been robbed of their identity, of their independence. How could we cast away those sorrowful eyes, sad faces, and bring joy back to the people? These were some simple questions. I didn't want to go into detail because a new scandal broke that he again deceived our people, sold informations to other companies who do not love America in the least. He sold informations to the enemies of our great country, wicked people who do not want good, hard-working, honest Americans to prosper. Well, we all knew that this would eventually happen. We all knew that someone who has a certain kind of business attitude does not really care about the people. Detached from the average life of ordinary Americans. What do they know? What do they know of common American life struggles? But I cast these aside. I didn't want it to be judgmental, dear jury. I wanted to have an open mind. Maybe I said to myself, he was a victim too. Maybe he is a victim too to this system, to this grand deception. Maybe he doesn't know what has been going on in his own company. You know, this is possible. There are some good Americans who do not know or are not aware of what is going wrong in our society. And like me, assume the best and the good in their fellow countrymen, because it sounds ridiculous. Who would want to harm his own people? Of course, we would say, not sane people, only a madman. Insane people would go after their own kind because their hearts, they can't love anything, they can't cherish anything, no family, no friends, nothing. They live in a world of voids, in a dark world, in the darkest alley. They have been left behind by God, and no shepherd has turned back to lead them back to salvation. Some poor, wretched souls who live in a different dimension. Yet I would not believe that he is so. I would give him the chance. I wanted to give him the chance to explain himself. I wanted to confront him with everything that has been going wrong. And I wanted to show him the picture of the dearest person in my life. This ordinary, common, all-American girl whose life was destroyed, like many others. So I went in to this meeting. It was a grand hall. And he sat in the center. He listened to some complaints people made. And there were honest honest Americans too, concerned Americans who were concerned about their children, about their friends, and about our society. And we addressed these concerns. But all we got, we looked into a face which ridiculed us. We looked into a face which had no concern of American struggle, of the average American man. Only a sneer and contempt. His Highness wasn't even willing to listen to us. Nothing. All those sorrowful mourns people brought forth, we upheld the pictures of those we lost. I wanted to see them, to see the hole that greed made into my chest. But none. We did not get any return. All those peoples who came in this giant hall to saw him, to meet him, and some to confront him, they were disappointed. They were left behind. We did not get any answers, but just contempt. Who we are, why we would even dare to bring these forth. And then he even stood up. He talked to us. And his words, dear jury, his words came like a slap. They rocked us to the core. His words was, yeah well, these things happen. This is all what we got. Well, things happen. People die. Well, it happens. A great society drowns. Well, it happens. Well, it happens. Who can change it? This was the message he conveyed. Well, we cannot change it. I cannot do anything. He stood there. Did not hear our complaints. Laughed at us, ridiculed us, and he could not change it. The monster he created, he could not stop it anymore, devouring us, the people, common, decent, honest Americans. And I stood there, shocked. And I was back again in this feeling, dear jury, that I could not bring about change. That I'm doomed to watch these people get away with it. I felt slapped because I did not believe in the justice anymore. We were brought up in the belief that no matter what it is, we would get justice in every court, in every American part of the world. As long as the American flag is hoisted, there is always justice in this world. But there, in this hall, in my town, in America, while the American flags were hoisted, we got nothing but a sneer, a snicker. I cannot change it. I cannot do anything for you. Whatever you lost, well, this happens. This was the justification. Was as if all our investments, as of all the love bondages our relationship, friendships we made in this world just do not matter anymore. These words, I cannot change it, were indeed the words of a new dawn, of a new era. And we have understood it too late. We are backmarkers who came to realize too late in this hall it was already all lost. And he laughed at us because later I read in the news, things cannot be undone. What has been done cannot be undone. And his sneer, made sense thereafter. Our complaints, our worries, our fear for this grand society was nothing but too late. We could not change it anymore. And I watched this arrogant man casting aside our complaints and all, and the next thing he did was talking about future inventions. He talked about great inventions which would improve the lives of every American. He said that a new dawn would start, a new beginning, something which the world has not seen before. Well, and this after we witnessed the crumbling of good American values. After we witnessed that the life of one American is worth nothing. That we do not go to war anymore for one American life. That we do not go to war anymore to uphold freedom. Not anyone's freedom, our own. That we do not go to war anymore to defend our heritage. Not at all. It meant nothing anymore. So I set through all these explanations of a new development, a new platform. Our lives would be improved. This is how he emphasized it over and over again, like a new prophet. This is how he stood in front of us, like he would be the new Messiah, like someone out of the bonds of human connection. Above them, on the pedestal, he talked about new inventions, about a new dawn. And I looked left and right, dear jury. I looked at all those weary faces. What might those new inventions be? We have become a cold, detached and superficial society. And now, on the pedestal in front of us, someone tells us, no, it is not enough. We haven't waded too deep into American blood. No, it is not enough. We can even go further. We can even wade deeper into our doom and lose ourselves entirely. Now he even talked about the next generation, about our children who would grow up having never known the past, the values who we are. Nothing mattered anymore. It felt like the words of a demon, of a devil, who stood there in front of us, talked about change. What could this change be? Nothing but loss. Imagine, dear jury, the devil standing in front of you, praising a new dawn, that we would lose everything, and that we should be thankful for it, because we will feel great relief. If we are not who we are anymore, we will be thankful, because it would be a burden to carry this weight. It would be a burden to uphold what we are. And now he stood in front of us. Surrender all you have, and I will give you happiness. There this discussion was ended. It was ended back there. There was no choice, no chance talking sense to him. There was no chance making him understand what we have lost and that we are keep losing. There was no chance that you could talk civil to this man, because we have created a monster. We have let him be our great cause, our great court, our rule of law, our belief in justice did not hold back this development. It was nothing but an illusion. And this was the last step into the American flesh, into who we are. The last coffin of an illusion I upheld so dearly. And then it was all over. He stopped talking and waited for applause. Some applauded. Some gave this man standing ovations. What a great American hero he is. Oh my goodness. And he came to our town. The mayor was honored, greeted him with all honors. This ingenious man who found a way to become one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time, he honored us, our little town, with his visit. This is what our political elite cared about. All they wanted to gain from this. And they gave this man standing ovations. And it looked like that the entire hall was elated. Everyone was cheerful. Who cares about the dead? Well, we heard some whispers. Even we heard some doubts of this man's success. But who cares? Who cares? Everyone was elated. And there were a few, only a few, who looked at their hands sorrowfully. Only a few concerned Americans who saw the abyss we are heading for. And this meeting with him was significant, dear jury. I understood there needs to be other measures taken. I understood that we needed a change. And I understood that some could avoid the rule of law. Because I understood and saw for the first time the sickness we are suffering from. And we probably will not be able to cure. I understood it needed action. It needed to be done something. And I saw some young folks, children, who were next in line, whose lives would not be spared. Why? Why? Why would they be spared? Because it has been working out very well for these people. They would gain their golden hands on the back of the American people. And I saw those children faces, not knowing what loss is, not knowing about the evil that surrounds them, not knowing that they are doomed already. And I saw this innocent life, which was about to be butchered. Young folks who will never come to cherish and experience what it is, what makes us Americans special. They would never know what it means to be proud of yourself. No, they would like all of us surrender who they are, surrender their intimacy to someone who tells them that they would gain something from it all, that we would all benefit from it, and live in a new world, a peaceful. This man even stood in front of us, said to us, we sell peace, joy, and happiness. This is what it has come to. And I thought about it, dear jury. I thought about it a great deal. And it was painstaking that I had to relent, that there is no hope for anyone. And I understood that I have to do something, that I have to stop this. This was madness. This is insanity. We praise and hail madness, which somehow lured and tricked us. But I did not know how. And I was thoughtful. Dear jury. And I would care for my people and for my country. I could not let it go. I could not just leave, walk out, and let everyone leave